Hi guys, Matthew here from Hadeda. Today, I'm going to be talking to financial advisors about the challenges in the financial industry. An industry that's not just about the numbers on a spreadsheet, but also about building lives, shaping futures, and let's be honest, managing a fair bit of paperwork and admin along the way. Today, let's embark on a journey together. A journey that I promise will blend a few laughs with a few lessons as we unravel Dan's dilemma, the comedy and cost of choosing the right advisor software. Now, before you panic and check if this is one of those death by PowerPoint presentations, rest assured, I've got absolutely no slides. I just want to tell you a story that might sound suspiciously like your own. Before we get going, let's set the scene. LinkTank conducts an annual advice survey that collates feedback from financial advisors about the challenges that they experience in the tech space. The survey's been running for about 8 years, and year on year, the top 4 challenges don't change. They are finding, comparing, and selecting software. 2, a lack of time or skills to implement. 3, balancing cost and value. And 4, lack of integration options. Looking at the first issue, which was finding, comparing, and selecting software, if we just look at the current financial services-related tech landscape in South Africa, even that is a mouthful, it's a minefield. At last count, there were 124 tech solutions. The menu of choices for financial advisors can be overwhelming, and the approach to comparing them daunting. And so, onto our story. Let's talk about Dan. Dan's a financial advisor. He's smart, diligent, he's got a knack for explaining complex products to even the most confused of clients. Yet beneath his professional veneer, Dan faces a challenge that's all too familiar, choosing the right software for his practice. Let's rewind to the beginning of Dan's journey. It starts, as these things often do, with a cup of coffee and a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach. Dan's been told by colleagues, webinars, and particularly insistent LinkedIn ads that his current software is so 2012. It's slow, it's clunky, and if we're honest, has the user interface of a Soviet washing machine. He decided to take the plunge, to modernize, to digitize, to become an advisor of the future. What could possibly go wrong? So there was Dan, coffee in one hand, optimism in the other, ready to find the software that would change his life. He typed software for financial advisors in South Africa into Google. Suddenly, he was swimming in buzzwords: cloud-based, scalable, blockchain comparable. He didn't know if he was buying software or booking a trip to Mars. One software promised to streamline his operations. Another promised to optimize them. A third said they would synergize his KPIs using real-time AI and machine learning. He didn't even know what that meant, but it sounded expensive. He tried a free trial. Well, it expired before he even figured out how to log in. Not to be beaten, Dan was determined to do this himself. First step, the technology vendor websites. Dan is immediately bombarded by jargon, API integrations, open banking, cloud native, blockchain enabled, half of which sound like they belong in a sci-fi novel rather than a financial practice. He tried watching explainer videos, but finding anything with real substance was harder than missing a pothole in Joburg. He filled out a single interest form, and suddenly he's on a first-name basis with every salesman in the country, with his phone lighting up with hundreds of the dreaded 087 and 010 numbers, keeping his Truecaller app busy, weeding out the spam. Poppy violations, maybe? Anyway, they offered demos. They promised seamless onboarding, custom workflows, and analytics so powerful they could predict the lot numbers, all for a competitive monthly fee, which turns out is just the starting bid. He finds himself drowning in not only acronyms, but things like CRM, FNA, PMS, KYC, AML, GDPR. Stop me if you're getting heart palpitations. But he's also drowning in promises. One platform boasts a logo so modern, it basically says, trust us with your business, we'll clearly spend all your money on our branding. Another prides itself on game-changing synergy. Dan, ever the optimist, picks a solution, well, because the sales rep laughed at his jokes. 3 months later, reality bites. The software doesn't integrate with his existing systems. He's up at midnight watching how-to videos on YouTube, realizing his jokes weren't actually that funny, and he was duped into buying software that wasn't a solution but a glorified Excel spreadsheet wearing a hoodie. His clients complained about clunky portals. His team was mutinous. And worst of all, the monthly cost has ballooned, thanks to optional features that he can't live without. Sound familiar? Either you've had a braai with Dan or worse, you are Dan. Dan's story is funny, yes, but it certainly rings true in this industry. The cost of poor software decisions isn't just the line item on a budget. It's lost time, the hours that could have been spent with clients. It's the frustration of retraining staff, fixing errors, and apologizing to clients. It's a reputational risk, the one thing that no amount of software can fix. Interestingly, a recent survey found that 68% of South African advisors are not happy with their current tech stack. Meanwhile, 47% have switched software in the past 24 months at an average cost of 47,000 Rand per switch, not counting lost productivity. If you multiply that number across the industry, the numbers are staggering. Advisors aren't making these decisions lightly. The market is complex, the stakes are high, and the pace of change is relentless. How many advisors have chosen a shiny new tool only to discover that under the hood, it's mostly smoke and mirrors? So how do companies choose software? They use something called RFI, Request for Information. It's like a dating app, and it compares your requirements to what's available. The issue of is the cost of doing this. It's very expensive and time-consuming, much like dating and marriage. Cost of an RFI could be anything from 100,000 upwards. So how does financial advisors choose software? Are you just using what your peers are using and hoping that they did the research? Are you using what you used when you were in corporate? Maybe you're trying to do some kind of research on the internet, which is a minefield. And how do you even compare price? How do you match your needs with available products at the moment? Using some kind of science and consistency to get the right answer. Do you even know all of the technology that's out there? So where does Dan go to from here? Is the answer to stick with his archaic, barely functioning system out of fear of another costly mistake? Or is there a better way that takes the guesswork, the jargon, and the pain out of software selection? Let me introduce you the Hadeda TechFinder. Unlike the wild west of vendor promises and glossy marketing brochures, TechFinder offers a neutral, data-driven approach to navigating advisor software. What sets TechFinder apart? It uses scientific matching. It uses an intelligent RFI-based process. It analyzes your unique business needs as you capture yourself. And based on your size, your client base, your regulatory requirements, your integrations, it matches you with the most suitable software in the market. It also uses industry data and real user ratings. So there's no more guesswork. You can draw on the experience of your peers with up-to-date user ratings and comments. And you can find out what works and what doesn't straight from those who live and breathe financial tech every day. And finally, it's a neutral product marketplace. TechFinder is not tied to any particular vendor. Its recommendations are unbiased, comprehensive, and practical, built on data, not on a commission. Most importantly, TechFinder saves you from becoming Dan. It empowers you to make informed, confident decisions so that when you choose your next software, you'll do it with your eyes wide open and not just because the logo looked pretty. So basically, TechFinder is where a software vendor and the financial advisor meet. So how long does it do to do this TechFinder application or process? Well, it's about 1 hour, depending on how quick you type. It gives you a set of questions which is formulated to address your business needs, which then matches software products that are available on the Hadeda platform. What does it cost? The cost of doing a TechFinder is roughly about 1 month's software license fees. What do you get? Well, you get a report. And that report gives you 2 sections. The first section gives you 5 top models. These models show your technology stack that best fits your business needs. So model 1 will be a recommendation of which software best fits your business. Model 2 will be an alternative solution, and so on. The second section is a TFI, a Technology Fix Index, and it provides you with data of how your business need scored against each of the vendor's products. The questions that we use to derive the scoring are from participating vendors and past RFIs done in the industry, so they're relevant and focused questions. Basically, there's an algorithm that runs a matching process and produces 500 models, of which TechFinder displays the top 5 for you. And don't worry, the models are simple and easy to understand, but if you choose, you can have an expert take you through all of it. Vendors, you can also get onto the Hadeda website and simply go and register as a vendor and complete the product information section. Importantly, after this incredible selection has been made, comes integration. Don't let integration scare you. Some people may view clicking enable integration like a man lighting a fuse without knowing where the dynamite is. We're here to make integration just as easy as selection. As financial advisors, you are custodians of your clients' futures, but you're also stewards of your own businesses. The tools we choose to shape not only our efficiency, but our ability to deliver consistent value and advice in a world that grows more complex by the day. Let Dan's journey be a reminder. Innovation doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be a leap into the unknown. With the Hadeda TechFinder and a healthy dose of good humor, we can choose technology that serves us and not the other way around. And finally, don't let caution become paralysis. Embrace innovation, but do so smartly with the right tools and insights to put you and your clients first. To find the Hadeda marketplace, simply go to www.hadeda.co.za. Thanks for your time, your attention, and your shared commitment to excellence in this profession. May your software choices be wise, your clients be happy, and your Dans be few and far between. Thanks.